Players then lag up to decide who will break first.
McAllister wins the lag.
And once they've swapped back places, I can tell you it's Liam Dunster on your left, John McAllister on the right. And I'm delighted and a little bit surprised to be joined in the commentary box by the one and only Mark Boyle. Good evening, Mark. It's not going too bad. Looking forward to this one. How about you? I know, I've mistimed this terribly. Yeah, I mean, number one versus the world champion. Any predictions, dare I ask? I'm going to put you on the spot.
Hopefully Liam. I think John, because I watched the...
Thank you. UK professional final, race to 8 frames. First frame, John McAllister to break. Time running.
8-6 to Liam.
8-6 to Liam. Yeah, we did see John's last match on the stream against Darryl Whitworth, and he was in absolutely phenomenal form.
Yeah, he's right. Won him a lot of frames.
Yeah, it certainly did.
He was hitting the ball really well off the break. Just like that one there, they've split very nice, and I think he'll take the yellows here. He can take the one that's up the top left hand corner, take that first and then work his way down the table. They're all sitting there.
Extension cool.
We may have had a technical issue with Mark's microphone there, so we'll start again.
Hopefully you can understand me now. Yeah, that was a yellow I called, and it would take this same yellow into the same bag and then come down the table. All the yellows are open now.
Yeah, no obvious problems here for the world champion. You've had a pretty decent weekend yourself, haven't you? Not too bad. We've seen you on the stream a couple of times.
Yeah, can't complain. A semis and a quarters. Not been feeling the best, like on because I've not been playing much, so I can't complain. We're getting quite deep into the tournaments.
No, I'd take that all day long.
I'm surprised John played the cannon there. He didn't have to. So he's going to take the yellow into the top right, and then he's got the one into the middle next. He's had to catch that red a bit thin, so the white's moved over to the right, so he can take the one in the middle of the table now. But a straightforward finish, I would say.
Yeah, it's a pretty obvious one, and it's one of those where even if he'd gone wrong, he played it in such a way that he was always going to have another shot and always going to have a chance to recover.
Yeah, when the yellows are sitting like that, you're always playing on a couple of balls, so you've got the right angle on one of them at least.
Do you think that's the difference between sort of a top player and maybe a good player? Is that the top players will be thinking all the time about every possibility, not just the obvious one that they're playing for?
I think, yeah, trying to leave you on a couple of balls so you've always got the right angle helps, and basically it's just leaving natural angles for your next shot, so you don't have all you're worrying about is the pace. You don't need to create angles. That's a big difference between, as you say, the top players and the lower ranked players. It's just leaving natural angles all the time.
You've got quite a big snooker background, so snooker is a game where more often than not you'll be playing on a choice of balls. Do you think that helps in that regard?
Yeah, I think you would see the options a bit quicker, but I think with pool you've got to be more shorter in your technique and compact, because you hardly need to hit the white on these tables. So with snooker you're always punching.
Yeah.
You go through the white, where on here you've got to be quite tentative going through the white.
You certainly don't have as big an area to land in on a pool table as a snooker table.
Yeah, you've got to be more precise.
There's a lot more to get in the way, and it's a lot more congestion.
Yeah.
Either way, John McAllister starts us off in impressive style with a break dish. It was all there for him, but you've still got to take them out. Liam's probably been the best player in the world over the last 12 months. Is that fair to say? I mean, he's number one for a reason.
That's why he's number one. He's been the most consistent. He's always been on basically the business end of most of the tournaments. I think he won about 3 or 4 titles last year.
Yeah, he won 3. He won one out of the 2 titles available in the last 3 tours.
Yeah,
which is unbelievable.
Yeah, especially when you see the standard these days. It's going through the roof.
Oh, it's actually unbelievable that someone can do that when you consider you can play a game, and it happens so often that you'll play a game, an almost perfect game, and you still won't win because sometimes you just can't win a game on this tour.
It's a nice break. That's what I noticed playing on this table as well, doing the side break. I was hitting them too hard, and then my last 2 breaks I hit them soft, and I was getting 2 and 3 balls like Liam's got there. He's just hit them. You don't have to hit them hard on this table because it's playing so beautiful.
I haven't seen many players actually play a front ball break on this table. You're quite well known for a cut break anyway, but you do have a good front ball break as well. Is there a particular reason why you chose the cut break on this table?
I've not really tried the front break on this table.
No?
It just breaks, because it's running so fast, it just breaks sometimes too easy. You know, where you just, as I noticed, I had to hit them softer to get a ball, because you hit them too hard, they just crash off each other. So I think the side break's definitely working on this table.
I guess the only problem here for Liam is, and you quite often see this with the side break, is it kind of leaves a line of balls on the left-hand side of the table quite often.
Yeah, you get a wee cluster there quite often, especially when you hit them softer.
And he's tried to develop one with his first shot. He hasn't quite got into the cue ball. And he's going to run out of options if he's not careful.
Yeah, and if he's not careful, he needs to watch the shot clock. That's when I played Liam there, it caught us both out. You think 30 seconds is a long time, but it's not.
No, it's certainly not as long as you think it is. Especially in a situation like this where it's not immediately obvious what you need to do.
Because your brain can get a wee bit scrambled. You're thinking about too many things at once, you know, and then you're worrying about the clock, and then you get rushed into a shot. So you've really got to be on the ball. I think he's going to play the treble here, maybe. If he can get in front of the yellow. No. He's just caught that yellow. Don't know if John can get in behind that now.
Yeah, it's certainly not a nice table for John to come to.
I think the reason he didn't play the treble into the bottom left-hand corner was he was going to bring out John's 2 hard yellows there. But at the same time, he would have nudged the red out as well. So if he got it was quite a big bag. So if he got it, then he could have got the finish. But it was a tough shot.
Yeah, certainly hasn't left anything easy for John. I don't think he can do a lot with those 2 difficult yellows and keep it safe.
Don't know if he can get behind this yellow down the bottom left-hand corner and just play a containing snooker. Or he might even nudge us, put the yellow onto the red and nudge the red into the top corner next to the other yellow over the bag.
He's looking at the plant. Well, that's very, very aggressive. I think he's come just far enough past the red that he can pot this yellow in the centre, but I don't know if he's quite got an angle to get into that cluster of balls.
It was a bit straight. He always knew that yellow was going over to that side where the red is, so he's unlucky he's not ran far enough, so he's having to swerve this one. He's landed short.
Yeah, very short.
He's getting pushed into a finish now. He's got to find a double, I think, somewhere.
I think he's got to swerve this one as well.
Oh.
Too much.
I think Liam can get the plant here. No, he can't. Not for that angle.
No, I don't think he can quite see enough of the red to play that plant. I don't know. Can he pot the right of the 2 reds in the centre?
No, it looks like he's got to. He's up the top end of the table, so he's looking for a containing safety, I think, here, off this yellow. Try and cover the middle bag. And he's brought his hard red out, so I would say his favourite here.
Yeah, I think he's definitely favourite. I think John's in a little spot of bother.
I think he's looking at a double, or even the cock hat. He's good at race shots.
He certainly is. He's probably the best player I've ever seen at those shots, actually.
Yeah, he played one against me in the Worlds back in February, and I still have nightmares about it.
Oh, well, he's gone for it. Oh, my word. John McAllister. Oh, that one, if he clears these up, that one will be giving Liam nightmares as well. It'll be something for you to talk about on your way home.
We'll be cursing them.
Oh, my word. Look at this shot.
A great shot.
That's just stupid. He's still got a lot of work to do to clear these up.
Yeah, he's got to come off. He's wanting straight on this one down the rail. He's got to be straight on it.
Doesn't want to flick. Oh,
No.
wow. Well, I think the only thing I can see now is two doubles. He looks quite straight on the first one.
Mm-hmm. All he has to do is punch up, just up by the middle bag, and he'll be okay. These are the types of finishes John gets.
10 seconds.
More often than not.
Well, I mean, my word.
He's run too far.
He has. If he finds this is...
Yeah, we'll just all go home.
Yeah, I mean, it's early on in the match, but if he takes these out, is it a bit of a hammer blow to Liam?
Yeah. Do you think the treble's on?
I wonder about the long double.
10 seconds.
Back kicking it into the middle? Oh, that'd have been some shot.
Certainly would, but it hasn't worked out. And it's a chance now for Liam Dunster to get on the scoreboard. John McAllister going after what probably would have been finish of the century. Didn't quite get it.
He got roped into that one a wee bit after a couple of shots.
Yeah, he didn't have much choice, to be fair.
Yeah.
And, I mean, he got further along in that finish than 99% of people would.
10 seconds.
That's pulled up a wee bit. I think he's left for the plant now. Ideally, would have liked to come right down the table, about another 6-8 inches down.
Yeah, for a second there, I was worried that he was going to end up almost on the red that he's ended up next to.
Which still shouldn't be a problem for Liam.
Judged to perfection.
What I did notice in the room, it's they're moving the tables out, so it's a lot colder, so that would have slowed the table up a wee bit. So maybe that's what caught Liam out there.
Yeah, you're right. The temperature's definitely dropped. I think the heating's been on all weekend.
10 seconds.
So I'll just run this one through and then take another red into the top left-hand pocket. You just want to leave an angle so you can take the black into the opposite corner. Doesn't want to be too straight on it. That's perfect. Just making sure of this one. He knows it's a big frame and get him off the mark. And a wee bit too much angle in that, so I had to come back out for the black.
Played to perfection though.
Yeah,
Leaves
perfect.
himself absolutely straight. Liam Dunster squares things up at one frame apiece. It's been an entertaining opening couple of frames. Break dish from McAllister, and then he went for just a silly finish. But Liam mopping up what was left. Liam's a very methodical player. I think he's the sort of player that an amateur can really learn from.
Yeah, he's definitely over the years worked very hard at his game, and basically the results show for themselves. But he's dead, as you said, methodical. He'll everything. That's how the shot clock doesn't suit Liam, because you get your pre-shot routine, and he says it himself. Says sometimes you've not got enough time to check your angles perfectly, and then go into your pre-shot routine before you know it. 20 seconds is up. So it's definitely one that if you're going to look to a player to learn from for your technique, Liam's definitely one you should look at.
See, I think personally, wow, John McAllister's held his hand up there because that is an awful leave from a dry break.
That's what you call a safety break.
It certainly is. But we've adopted a 30-second shot clock for the tour this year. It's gone down from 45 last year. I think personally, for a viewing perspective, I think that's a good thing. But from a playing perspective, do you prefer it, or are you you think it's a little bit too short? Or
I think I like it, but I don't like it. I like it because, well, if you're watching, it's great because there's always something happening. But I think perfect would be 40 seconds.
Yep, fair enough.
40 seconds would be perfect. Sometimes you do, because not all the times it's going to be straightforward, like A, B, C. Sometimes you've got to actually think about it, walk round the table, check your angle, make sure you're perfect. So for the kind of shots, you need that extra 10 seconds because you are definitely rushed into a few shots sometimes. And an extra 10 seconds isn't that much.
No, that's true. Although,
because you're not going to use it all the time, you know.
No, absolutely not. No, I quite agree. I think 40 seconds is probably about right. I certainly think a shot clock is definitely required.
Yeah, it'd be great if you had it in every game, because then your tournament would go a lot quicker. Because you do get your players that will spend 3 minutes on a shot, you know, when it's like, come on. Sometimes just some people can bog themselves down overthinking it. So the shot clock will help them not think about it too much.
Yeah, sometimes. I mean, people often say that generally the first shot you see is the right one.
Yeah.
And some people certainly get bogged down into looking at every single option when most of them are obviously wrong, sort of thing. And yeah, I think you're right. I think it's easy to overthink.
Especially when you're under pressure. We've all been there, you know. It's you always look for problems instead of solutions, you know. You're always overthinking. So the shot clock helps with that aspect.
So Liam left John a go at the yellows rather.
Not a good
has
shot.
Not gone well. John would have chosen yellows because of that yellow over the top right.
Yeah.
Which gives him a lot of control.
But I think that the red for the third left.
Yep.
I think that could squeeze by that yellow.
Yeah, it's possible. It's very close. If it doesn't squeeze by it, then it might at least take the pocket.
Or even the one that's next to the other white just now. If that could squeeze by, then open up the other red for him. So Liam could get a chance here.
Total snooker.
John seems to be the sort of player that's just going to take on a finish if it's even half there, though. I think he was going for this finish.
He's obviously very confident after winning the World Championships. You can see that.
I guess you would be.
Yeah. Now we'll tell if this red goes by the yellow.
Is there a big Scottish contingent travelling back to up north tonight? Are you travelling with Liam? Is that?
Yeah, sadly that's why I'm still here. Looks like because it's that late now, we'll just be staying tonight. Don't want to drive through the night, but there's 4 of us still here. The other Scottish boys are all away now.
Yeah, it is. It's a long way to go from here.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't think Liam had left that gap. It's a brilliant shot to swerve around, effectively 2 reds.
Don't know if Liam can get the one that's right next to the yellow. I don't know if he can squeeze that by and then get the white right up against the red that's just below that. There you go.
Yeah, he can do exactly what you called.
And he's opened the bag for himself, and John's not got a shot.
Total snooker.
No, I can't see John swerving his way out of this one, I have to say.
He's going to come off the top cushion and just rest into this yellow, try and get in behind it.
Well, that's what I thought as well, in fairness. But, I guess John's still got quite a lot of control in this frame, because although Liam's managed to move the yellow out of the top right corner, the top left corner is still in John's favour.
Yeah, we'll just take this in front of the yellow, just hit it off the knuckle.
Doesn't want to pot this.
Oh, he's got away with that. He was up right away there, like he's saying it's rolled off, but he's okay there. John doesn't really want to move that red. It's in between the two yellows. He'll want to keep that there for as long as possible.
Yeah, he'll be looking to force Liam into moving that. Just because of the sort of player Liam is, I don't think he will, but he could have a go at it now.
It wouldn't surprise me if he just put this red on top of the yellow on the right hand side.
10 seconds.
He's going to try and bring this. He's going to move the red over to the side so that will go into that corner.
Didn't necessarily want the double kiss.
Because he could pot it further down the line. He was hoping to pot that red in off that yellow that's next to the red, and then that would have opened up the red for him. But I think we've got a few containing safeties coming up.
I think we've got a long frame.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
Now, has John McAllister left a gap there? Because I think he has. I think Liam might be able to take that pocket.
Mm-hmm. I think he just hit that a wee bit too hard.
Yeah, because he even cushioned first off the yellow.
Well, we've actually got rests this time, have we?
Yeah, for those who are unaware, a slight logistical oversight at the World Championships meant that the rests were delayed by a day.
He's just going to put the white in behind the yellow. That's it right there. Have they got spiders too?
I believe so. In fact, I did see, I think it was Ben Davis use one earlier. Yeah, we've got all the gear.
Good. It helps.
It does. Well, Liam has really turned this frame on its head. At the start of it, you would have said that the yellows were probably slight favourites.
I think he can go for this here.
I think he can as well.
Oh, he's not. He's wanting to be extra sure.
Do you think he can overdo this a little bit at times, where you might just take on a chance rather than let your opponent back to the table?
Just depends how you're feeling. Sometimes you feel like, why should I take the chance and give your opponent an opportunity?
Yeah.
You know, like if you're in control, you're in control.
Just saw the referee check this. It's not a touching ball, is it? Because if it is...
He could come off the cushion and hit the red back along the cushion a wee bit.
Yeah. Well, he's looking at playing it. Surely it's a touching ball.
Maybe he's looking to screw the white back in there.
You're the professional. Can you explain that one?
No.
Good. Because I was struggling.
Liam can actually hit this yellow that's on the top cushion on the lower side and bounce it into the cushion, and then that will come off the cushion and hit the red, and that will take the bag. And if it goes in, what was he trying to take this bag even more?
Oh, that's risky.
Oh, that was dangerous.
That was very risky.
I was looking at an attacking side there. I was just going gung ho.
That's your problem, you
Yeah,
see.
that's why I'm sitting here. It's amazing when you obviously watch a lot more than me. It's like people that you know go for it, and people you know just hold fire until it's basically a certainty.
Yeah, I think there's sort of I think there's a way to be in the centre. I think Liam might have missed his best chance to go for this now.
I thought he would have went for it there, or a half chance at worst. He would have took the bag there, you know. But now he's John's working his way back into it. He's only got really one bad yellow.
Yeah, John played a really clever shot for me there because he tied up one of Liam's balls again, and he's sort of just forcing Liam back.
Mm-hmm.
Liam's still in control.
Yeah.
But not necessarily the control he had when he could have gone for them.
Mm-hmm. I think he may even go for this into the middle. Double. So at this point now he's just trying to make it hard for Liam. That's all he's doing. He's playing containing safety. He's just trying to make it hard.
The problem with that is when you're trying to do that and you're just trying to make it difficult for your opponent, you are effectively waiting for your opponent to make a mistake.
Yeah.
And he's playing Liam Dunster.
Yeah, and he's doing it against the wrong person, isn't he?
He really is, yeah. He hasn't got much choice,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Because like a Craig Marsh or a Ben Davies, they would go for this for here.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah, exactly.
And there'd be a chance,
Yeah, they
a
might
small
miss.
chance, but a chance that he wouldn't have just playing the way he's playing now. But against Liam, I think he's just digging a hole.
Yeah, I think Liam will be delighted that red didn't drop just then.
Mm-hmm.
If it had. Well, John doesn't want this to drop, but he wanted it to cover the pocket, and I don't think it has.
No, that can squeeze by there.
I guess the one thing that John can do at the moment is he can sort of put balls close to pockets.
Mm-hmm.
It gives him attacking options potentially later on. I think John might be tempted here.
Yeah, just to try and create something.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to get a better chance than this. He's got the yellow into the left centre. He can hit this pretty hard and just make things happen. Well, the cue ball's still on the table, so that's a result.
That worked out a wee bit because now we can take this bottom corner where the black is. Try and get the yellow in front of the black. Doesn't have to be right over the bag. Just some sort of, then he can work on getting these other two yellows out.
Well, I'm not convinced that was what he played,
No,
but it's not that bad. It's made a problem for Liam.
Yep. I think Liam might take this one. It's on the bottom cushion, in the middle. Yeah, middle of the bottom three. Just take it and put it over the bag.
There's still a lot of mileage in this frame
Yeah.
yet. Liam Dunster is, of course, I believe Scottish national chess champion. Is that right?
Don't know.
You don't? No? Yeah, I thought you knew.
Is it taekwondo as well? I think I've heard that.
Yeah, taekwondo
Yeah.
and chess and pool, which is
Explains a lot then.
it does, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
explains a lot about it. He's like a chess player on a pool table.
Yeah, it says a lot about his mentality as well, that
Mm.
you can be sort of a champion in so many different things.
I would always fancy taking him in a fight as well, you know.
I reckon we could organise something.
Charity match. But no, you can tell he's always he always wants to be in control the way he goes about a pool table. He's just his shot selection. He's never rushed into anything. He'll go for it when he wants to go for it.
There's a good shot there from John. Just taking that pocket. Liam trying to force him to take the ball away from the pocket, but I don't think he's quite managed it. I don't know how much of the yellow next to the black John can see. But he's so good at doubles. If he could double that, could he top the cue ball down into the... It's aggressive, but he's running out of time to play something aggressive.
He's just setting that up there. That's perfect. John's working his way back into this.
Yeah. I think at this point, because of who Liam Dunster is and because of the pressure of the situation, losing this for Liam would be a lot harder to take than if John lost this, because John's been behind pretty much the whole way.
It's a good shot, William. He's tried to nudge the black up the table. Could have done with it a wee bit further, because now he's gave John some sort of go at it.
Yeah, I think this is time to go for John McAllister.
I know what you're saying, because Liam's his strongest part is his tactical game.
Yeah.
Where John's his potting, so...
If John can take Liam in a tactical frame, especially one where Liam was so far ahead... How's that not gone in? That is very unlucky. It's a really clever shot to see that as well. And
look at these reds down the bottom left-hand corner. They're still sitting a wee bit awkward. They would need to get low on the bottom red so he can take away the one that's at the top.
10 seconds.
Because I would have personally went for the one that's right on the bulk line and smashed into the other red to open that one. Don't know if that squeeze that'll go by.
Still a fraction awkward. It may go by, but it's certainly flirting with staying out. There's a part of me that thinks that now that there's only one problem yellow left and there's a couple of balls go into it, Liam doesn't really want to let John back to the table at all here. He's going to have to. Is this time now for Liam Dunster to open up that?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's got to be.
If it comes out okay, they're all going to be there, surely.
Played that perfect. Or has he?
I think he's all right.
Still got one good shot in him. I think we need to play the one that's next to the cushion.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room for error on this. These pockets don't like it if you...
Oh, he's got the big bag down here, bottom right.
Yeah.
And he'll just run this through. See, that's where the extra 10 seconds comes in handy. Oh, good shot.
Good thing it was a big bag.
Yeah.
He played for that. I thought he was going to find it just for a second. I thought he was going to find the 1 millimetre line where it was just going to cover.
We'll just take this one into the bottom left and swing the white round off the two cushions back into the middle of the table. That'll be 2-1 Liam.
Well, that frame was certainly a marathon rather than a sprint. But it is Liam Dunster who takes the lead in the UK professional final. A different frame. That was John's safety break, wasn't it, that led to all that?
Yeah, imagine we never had a 30-second shot clock in that frame.
Oh my word. Don't.
I think I would be back up the road before it was finished.
Yeah, probably. To be fair, it was entertaining in its own way.
Yeah, it was good. It's good to see how John trying to manipulate his balls to get them back into play to try and get some sort of chance to go for the finish. But it just obviously never worked out for him.
Well, when he took on that double plant, I think if he made that, he would have given it a really good go.
Mm-hmm. There's Liam checking, make sure they're all touching. Putting Ben under pressure here.
Ben loves the pressure.
He thrives on it.
Leading 2 frames to 1. Time running.
He's a good ref, Ben. How long has he been doing the reffing for? Has it been about a year, 2 years on the IPA?
On the IPA, yeah, he's definitely into his second year now. I think he started sort of halfway through the 2018 season.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he's come on leaps and bounds, to be fair. He really is excellent. Talking of excellent, that is not a bad break at all for Liam Dunster. All the reds have come apart nicely. A little bit tricky at the top of the table with the both of those reds going close to cushions.
I'd say the 2 yellows and the red, that's his problem area for whatever colour he goes for. Just right at the black spot. That's his wee tricky bit.
10 seconds. Extension cool.
Especially the red and the yellow, the bottom 2 of that wee cluster.
I just wonder if the middle of those 3 balls, that yellow, would go to the right centre now.
Yeah, I think that one would go to the right centre, but it's getting that other yellow. You would need to take that back in the right centre as well, so you need to get his white back to where it is just now.
Don't
You
really
know,
want to screw that back.
no, you've got to be perfect there. So he's going to. Is he playing the red onto the 2 yellows? That's perfect. He's got the perfect angle now to take the one into the middle and open up his hard yellow, and then they're all sitting there for him.
It's amazing how 1 or 2 difficult shots early on, or even not even difficult. That wasn't a difficult shot. That was basically a made plant.
Mm-hmm.
The way he played it, he just made sure everything came out perfectly.
Yeah, he knew how high the black was going and where his white was going to finish. That's most important. It didn't matter where the red went, because it wasn't going into any area that would trouble him. So I think he's a stick on here for 3-1 now.
Superb stuff from Liam Dunster. Like you say, you'd struggle to back against him to finish these off.
Yeah, he's just going to leave a right angle so he can take the one into the left middle, the top one first, and then screw back. I think he's run a wee bit too far because he'd like to come down the table.
Perhaps just a fraction.
Yeah, he'd have wanted to be a wee bit more to the right. He's got to punch it.
Just about do it.
Yeah, see if he had an angle, his white ball would have been over to the left more and down the table, so he would just stun this in. But now his white ball's moving a wee touch. You try not want it to move too much.
Are you playing this with a sort of extreme amount of right-hand side just to check the cue ball up?
Yeah, right-hand side, it might even, because it's quite thin, come back across. No, he's managed to hold it.
I think he's just about dead straight on the top of the 2 yellows.
Yeah, he'll take that one and then just screw back. He'd like to come out a wee bit further. He's actually held that one.
Yeah, again, if he's just off straight the wrong way, then That makes this a little bit trickier.
Yeah.
Although he could probably just, if he was, he could probably just screw the cue ball back a couple of inches and take the yellow long.
Yeah. He was perfect.
He was.
If his cue ball was further over to the right, his white would have been coming further to the left there, so he's got a bigger margin of error.
Yeah.
But that he's just played that pinpoint, and he had to. He's took the ones out well.
Yeah, it was a decent break, and then it was just the first couple of shots, but particularly the plant he played just opened everything up, and all of a sudden the natural pattern emerged.
And then it always, in his back of his mind, he was leaving his white in a position to open up his hard ball, and then that was it. They were all sitting there to be taken away.
Well, that's all you can do. So the world champion John McAllister finds himself 3-1 down to the world number 1 Liam Dunster. This really is a titanic battle. I would probably say that these two have been the best two in the world over the last month, over the last sort of year.
Yeah, I would say so too, yeah.
Obviously, there's a few in that conversation. Yourself and...
I've been too inconsistent. Either, I think last year I either got to the final or got beat first round, you know, but fuck, that is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's that many good players now, you know, nobody's guaranteed to win a match.
No.
You know, there used to be probably 4 or 5 players that could win an event. Now there's like 35,
yeah,
that could win.
And on top of the 35 that could win, there's probably 100 that in a single match could beat either of these two.
Yeah. Sometimes it's just the balls that decide off the break.
Yeah.
There's so many matches guys will just run away. It just depends on how the balls, if you get a couple of balls and they sit there. And sometimes you'll see people dry break and there'll be nothing there for the opponent, you know. So it's really the balls at the standard where the balls decide, because the players are that good now.
Liam Dunster with the first visit to the table then in this 5th frame. He leads 3-1, and John McAllister's break has let him down a little bit there.
Yeah, but that's one of the breaks. If you don't get a ball, it's like they're tough.
Is this one of those...
Oh, he's got the red, sorry. He's got the red into the big bag, left middle. And he's wanted to screw it off the top cushion. He's unlucky there. He's tried to screw it off the top cushion so he could take the red that's in between the 2 yellows into the top right bag.
It didn't work though.
No, he's unlucky there.
Can't really see.
Do you think that will go down into the bottom left?
No, I don't, if I'm honest.
Off the cushion?
Maybe.
I think he's got a chance.
I just wonder if the yellow... I just don't know if that yellow's in the way.
He's not playing it. Yep, down the bottom corner. He's got it.
Oh,
it's a great shot.
Word, what a shot. That's one that John McAllister would be proud of.
That's straight out of his book, isn't it?
Absolutely.
I think at worst he was wanting to take the bag, but he did play a bit of pace there, so it was a great shot. A wee bit unlucky with his cue ball.
He is. Can he cut this back?
He's going to jack the cue up here. He's looking to hit this yellow full ball and screw back down the table. There you go.
Oh, that's just wonderful.
You can get away with these shots in these tables, the reaction off the cue ball.
Would you play on this cloth all the time? Do you play on this cloth all the time?
Yeah, and the club up at the Players' Lounge in Falkirk, Santa keeps his tables, recovers them 3 or 4 times a year. And it's a blue cloth, the 681. And they always play really well, so yeah, I always play in the blue cloth. It is really nice to play on.
Yeah, there's a sort of a discussion amongst pool players, isn't there? There always is about which is the best type of table and which is the best type of cloth. And some people swear by one and some people swear by another. But personally, I love this cloth, I really do. But I'm used to it. I've only really been playing the game for at any kind of decent level for about 4 years. I started on this, so I've never really known anything else, and all my local tables are in this now.
Yeah, It's so much easier to maintain as well. You don't need to. You've obviously got to brush it, but you don't need to block it and iron it. You know, it still keeps its speed. Plus, on the blue cloth, you could play 100 frames on this, and it would still look nice.
Yeah.
Not all the fingerprints you would get on a kind of green cloth, a napped cloth.
Liam Dunster then with probably the toughest shot of, well, apart from the ridiculous double, to be fair. But it's all been building up to this. This is a missable black, and it was always going to be. There was no way to get nicely on this black.
That's why he's taking his time here. He's doing his targeting, his pre-shot routine. Just lining up properly.
Whoa, that really did wipe its feet. Probably a fraction wide from Liam Dunster, but it drops in.
Yeah, his wee heartbeat would have skipped a beat there.
Yeah, that's one of those that you wouldn't be surprised if it stayed up.
Yeah.
But Liam will be delighted to see it drop. Liam Dunster then leads by 4 frames to 1. And not only that, he's got the break. And to be fair, we spoke about John McAllister's break at the start of this match, but at the moment it's Liam's that's leaving the finishes.
Yeah, he's got a controlled side break, Liam. And he always seems... There's always that... the top left yellow in the pack, second row down.
Yeah.
Look for this one to go into the middle, left middle.
Yeah, it's almost like it doesn't work on every single table ever, but
yeah,
he's one of those that's one of the closest players to having sort of solved the problem of the break.
Yeah.
It's interesting, actually. The guy who knocked him out of the Open yesterday, Ian Whitehorn, is... I know him personally. He's from my local area, and I know that he studies the way Liam plays.
All right.
And he's kind of worked out a break himself.
All right.
And when we were commentating on his quarter-final last night, it was exactly the same. He had the same ball you mentioned in the centre pocket.
Yeah.
There was one, if that didn't go, he had one in the corner pocket. And it was kind of, he was playing with exactly the same break as Liam.
Yeah, that's why you want all the front balls touching. You know, and if you hit it a certain way, that ball squeezes out the pack and heads towards the left middle. Just we'll watch it here. It's the first ball when I watch Liam break. That's the first ball I look at. I don't look at any other, and just to see it, and then you know if that doesn't go, you've got a chance. You've still got to time it very well. That wasn't close. Too low this time.
Well, has he made a ball? No, it's just held up. So a chance for John McAllister then. And yeah, that was, for me, what happens if you get the cut break wrong.
Yeah.
Just ever so slightly.
If you hit them soft, they don't run round the table. Where if, like you say, you get a Ben Davies or a Jack Whelan that'll crunch them for the front, balls scatter and run, say, for an extra couple of seconds more. You know, where on a side break, if you do a controlled side break, you're kind of relying on a couple of balls to go in. Where if you don't get them, you're going to be leaving balls like this.
Now, this isn't immediately an obvious finish for John.
He's got to
starting with a plant.
Yep, and then he'll run the white through a wee bit. So take the one top left. And then he'll take the one into the right middle and then come over for the one on the left-hand rail.
So I guess the problem yellow, if you like, in this finish is the one that's sort of touching the red, but he's got a nice big pocket for that in the centre. So
the one, when he comes down to take the one on the left-hand rail, he'll want an angle so it comes off at a direct angle to come across and hit the red that's below that yellow. So that's his target. He's kind of ran just a wee bit too far there, so he's going to take this one into the bottom right-hand corner, I think. It's like leaving a natural angle on that yellow, because then you don't have to punch it and create an angle. You're just letting the angle do the work for you. So you want to come off the cushion about 3 or 4 inches. He's actually went into it.
Well, that's one way to solve it.
There you go. I'm being too controlled there. So So it's worked out well. So he's just going to take this into the right middle and screw back onto the side cushion.
10 seconds.
Ooh, now then, that's come a fraction too far. I don't think he's on the yellow up the rail anymore.
He never got a hold of the cue ball there. It's not like John, he's normally in great control of that cue ball. So he's going to leave a shot that's missable.
Yeah, he had no choice. All he could do was drop that yellow in.
Plus he's got to get the white out, so he'll need to grip the white a wee bit. Because he...
Yeah, if he just plays this plain ball, the cue ball runs into those reds and
Yes.
it finishes snookered.
I think it'd be okay if he catches the one on the left, full ball. Maybe should be okay.
10 seconds.
He's going to have to screw back. He needs to watch an off as well.
It's really well
There you go,
controlled by John
perfect.
McAllister. Like you said, there was a lot that could have gone wrong there.
Yeah, it deserves that shot there, deserves you to win you the frame.
And again, really nicely controlled
Mhm.
of the shots where a ball's over the bag look so easy, but actually it's probably the hardest shot to play position from.
Yeah, but with that one there, you play it with loads of left-hand side and you let the side do the work.
Yep.
Yeah, you're not actually having to punch your cue ball, you just let the side do the work, and that will just obviously widens the angle as well, that left-hand side.
So the deficit's back to 2. John McAllister trails Liam Dunster by 4 frames to 2. It could be a route back into the match here for John. It's John to break next.
Yeah, big frame here, he's got to really win it, I would say.
Yeah, you don't really want to go 3 frames down. I always think 3 is such a big difference. I always think 2 is like 1 dry break and 1 good breakaway. You know, 1 break dish, 1 reverse dish. But
Well, it depends. It depends if your opponent's got 2 of the breaks, then you don't want to. But if you've got 2 of the breaks, you're only 1 serve a break down.
well, that's true.
You know, so
Frame 7.
free's not massive. I think it just depends on the breaks. If your opponent's got 2 of the free, then you're up against it. It's a good break by John.
Yeah, John has certainly caught hold of those well, and actually,
And these yellows will be gone in about a minute.
you'd like to think so, wouldn't you? They certainly look very inviting.
That's a break you want, especially when you're 4-2 down.
Yeah, and you've just made a reverse dish. This is
Yep.
a really good opportunity to pile the pressure back on Liam. You know, at 5-1, Liam, although he wouldn't, would probably feel a little bit more relaxed. He's
Oh, yeah, of
certainly not
course,
going to
yeah.
relax to any major degree. You're playing John McAllister. He's the world champion. You know, he's capable of winning 6 or 7 in a row against anyone if the
Mhm.
breaks come out. But
Yeah, you want that wee safety gap of a few frames, especially against John and the way he's playing. Yeah. He liked the cue ball just to run a wee bit further there because he's got a wee bit too much angle, so you might have to play this off the cushion with a wee bit side, and because he's running through
10 seconds.
with a yellow into the right middle, he would like to be straight on it, where if you've got a wee bit too much angle, you'll probably need to come down the table and take one of the yellows down the table.
I was just going to mention that actually. It's something that I've noticed a lot of top players do is you kind of split the table into sections if you can.
Mm-hmm.
So John's just done exactly the opposite, but normally he would like to have taken all of his yellows in the top and
Yeah.
then come down the bottom. So you've only got that one transitional shot
Yes.
between the two.
Sometimes, well, that shot there was just because John was about half a ball short, where if he wasn't, then he would have cleared the free at the top and then came down. But now he's just going to come in and take the one into the top right after this. He wants to come off the cushion a bit more.
Just a little shake of the head there from
Yeah.
John before that shot. He just didn't quite leave himself the angle he wanted.
He's about 6 inches short, so he took the one into the top right and just ran through. and then he'd have just run the other yellow into the left middle, but now he's got to go the other way. He's run too far again.
Yeah, he's just losing the cue ball a little bit here, John.
Mm-hmm.
You can still recover this.
Now he's got a shot he's got to think twice about now, and he's got to get it, really. So he's put a wee bit more pressure on himself.
10 seconds.
Oh, that's perfect.
Oh, he's played that brilliant.
That's a fantastic shot from John McAllister. And it brings him back to just one frame behind Liam Dunster. So puts the pressure on Liam's break. And after the last one that he didn't quite get right, would that be in Liam's head that the last break didn't go well, or do you think he's just good enough that he just doesn't really care?
No, you just think you're ahead and it's your break. You're still a serve ahead, so he's looking just get the break working this time.
Do you personally treat it like a serve in tennis? Like
Yeah, that's the way you've got to look at it. You've really got to win your breaks. If you win your breaks, then if you win the lag, you win the match.
Yep.
If your opponent, if you get one of your opponent's breaks, then it's a case of you've won his serve. You know, so it gives you that wee edge. That's how when you're saying earlier, you'd rather not go 3 behind. But at the end of the day, if you've still got 2 of the breaks out of the 3, you're only 1 break a serve down. You know, so it's a case of you just keep thinking, just keep winning your breaks, and you'll not be far away. This yellow into the left middle. That's lower again. He's got a ball into the top right.
He has.
And the yellows have came out nice.
Yeah, they have. Just the yellow on the sort of left-hand side of the table, the bottom of the table.
Yeah, that goes in off the red into the middle.
Oh, yeah, so it does. That's the difference, you see.
Sometimes I see them.
Extension call.
It's actually easier to see the shots for this kind of angle than when you're standing at the table. Sometimes you don't see them.
Do you want us to get you a monitor?
Yeah, so next time I play on the telly table, right, what I'll do is I'll just stand in front of the camera, so you'll just see the back of my head.
To be fair, you could just stand behind the camera and look at the screen.
You'll not see much behind my ears.
It is. It's a different. It's such a different perspective, sort of watching on a screen to when you're at the table. It is sometimes easier to see the patterns because you're further away and you can sort of survey the whole table in so much easier. But also, it makes you look a bit silly sometimes because you can't quite see the angles correctly.
Yeah. It can be quite deceiving at times, some of the angles. Sometimes you think they're straight and they've got about half a ball.
Yeah, they just punch it and the cue ball springs off and you go, oh, how on earth did they do that?
Especially on this type of table, if you've got a half a ball angle, you basically you need to go around the table. You know, your white ball's travelling that much. Don't know if Liam can maybe even play the plant into the bottom left.
It does look like it's on to me.
But if he's going to take this one into the bottom right, he'll need to be. He'll not want to push this red over that's left of it. He'll just want to slide by that.
10 seconds.
There you go, it's perfect. Now we're taking this red the yellow in off the red. He's opening that bag as well for that other yellow.
Yeah, it works out really nicely.
So this is a shot that'll win him the frame. So he's really got to catch this red quarter ball.
10 seconds.
Perfect.
I think that's the word that's probably used the most often when Liam Dunster's playing. He's just so precise. let's talk nicknames. Because you're Mr. Magic.
Right.
Where did that come from?
Good question.
The reason I say that is because I'm not actually here to take it out of you. I'm going to take it out of Liam. I think the Duster is probably the worst nickname in pool.
I wouldn't say that.
Is it because he cleans up so well? Is that what?
He's always mopping them up.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess that's what it is. But you know.
Well, Mr. Magic came from my family owned some party shops, balloons and stuff like that, cards, and they were called Magic Moments. And I was sponsored at that time by the local tandoori called Spice Magic in Cumbernauld, and then it just stemmed from there on Mr. Magic.
Brilliant. There are some.
I've been called a lot worse.
I'm sure, to be fair, but I certainly have. I don't really have a pool nickname, to be fair. It's something that not every player gets. I don't think John McAllister's got one, does he? I've never heard him.
John?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. What's your nickname, mate? My nickname's John.
That's short enough.
Trailing 5 frames to 3.
Aye, John without an H. What's your favourite nickname for a pool player?
Oh, that's a really good question, actually.
Oh, that was a lucky kiss there. That white was going in off.
I quite like Simon Ward's Boomerang.
Boomerang.
I think that's really good.
That's because he kept coming back after
Exactly.
going well behind.
I think that's genius. I'm trying to think now. I'm running out of it. Have you got a favourite?
Try to think who.
10 seconds. Extension cool.
He's not an IPA player, but Mick Hill, the Machine.
Mm-hmm.
Not a bad one. Because he sort of is. I think you can only get away with a nickname if you're really good. I think.
So how did I end up with one?
Yeah, the multiple champions sitting here.
That was a good old days.
I do think if I think you're asking for it a little bit if you're a bad player or not a particularly good player.
I think he's trying to punch too much in the pocket there.
Yeah, you want a nickname? Yeah, I agree with you, and that could be a costly error for John McAllister because he's let Liam Dunster to the table.
He's not left much, to be honest.
He hasn't, but Liam's got a way of turning the screw in frames like this. He'll just find an edge.
10 seconds. Extension cool.
I'm not sure if it's still open. We'll find out. Liam using all the time available to him. He's running out of his extension. Well, it was still an open table, and that's a cracking opening shot from Liam Dunster. The still got a couple of problems here on Reds.
Yeah, I think he'll take the one right in the middle of the table, up to the top left, and then he'll try and leave an angle. He'll come back to roughly middle of the table again and play the plant and swing off the 2 cushions to move this yellow that's next to the red on the right hand side. And playing that, he's came back, he's a bit straight, so he might just have to come off the 1 cushion.
Yeah, I think that the plant's absolutely on, but it's not a plant that you can. You've got to treat it with a little bit of respect. There's enough distance between the 2 balls there that if you try to pinch it too much, you're not going to make it.
If he plays it right, the second red, the red that he hits, that will stay there. But he wanted to come back over to the left a wee bit so he could swing the white off the 2 cushions. But he's played that really well. He's played that well.
He's been a little bit unlucky there.
Yeah. See, if he came off the 2 cushions, his white would have came out at a different angle.
It's not necessarily the end of the world. I think Liam knew that he was always going to make that red if he got good contact with the yellow because it was just another dead set plant.
Ideally, it would have stayed there for him if he would have liked that to be sitting over the middle.
Yeah, fraction softer, and it would have been absolutely perfect.
So he'll need to play this with a wee bit of bottom right hand side. He's played it with left, and he's played it perfect. He's played for the gap.
That really is a quality shot from Liam Dunster.
Yeah, the touch and the control in that shot was perfect.
That's the sort of shot you see more on a sort of a 9-ball
Yeah.
game. The run through with the sides to come round.
It's because these cushions, they don't slide as much as like a green cloth. They get you get a good grip when you're playing with side, which I like. But so playing shots like that, that's why it reacts a wee bit more like a 9-ball table. So you get that grip off the second cushion.
Do you find that just opens up more positional
Yeah.
options to you?
Yeah, you can be more creative.
And we love creativity. That's the best part to watch.
He's just going to roll this in and then take the black into the bottom right hand pocket.
I think he's probably confident enough to take on this this long black.
He could put this with his eyes shut. But he still takes his time. Still a big shot to go 6-3 up.
Absolutely nailed it in the heart of the pocket. Liam Dunster re-establishes his 3-frame lead. He's just 2 frames from victory now. John McAllister's got his work cut out. If he's going to break the curse of the world champion. That's what we've been talking about a lot with John. Now that he is the world champion, it's as a general rule, the world champion in their season as reigning world champion tends to have a pretty bad year, and tends certainly not to win any titles. However, John, it's not a bad start to the year, is it? Pro final.
Yeah, you can't complain with that. As you said, it was Mark that won it last year.
Yep.
Mark Farnsworth, and then before that
no
was
titles. Ben, Craig
before that as well. Yeah.
Yep. I thought it was all of them actually, but I've been informed that I'm wrong and that Gareth Hibbert did win an event in his year as world champion. But if that's the case, he's the only one.
Yeah, Gareth's still some player, so he is. He's always near enough the business end of the tournaments as well.
Yeah, he unbelievable. He's a bit like Ronan McCarthy.
Yeah.
They've just
old school.
They've been there forever, but they're still there somehow, and they are brilliant, both of them.
Yeah, you could learn a lot from the 2 players, that's for sure. If that was me trying to touch the balls in a wee bit, they'd be all over the place.
Are you a fan of the glove? I noticed Liam's wearing the glove.
I get really bad sticky hands. I'm forever wiping my hands, and playing with a glove, I normally do that during the summer when it's hot and sticky. But because I need my cue like silks.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
there's nothing worse than a sticky cue.
I don't like it.
No?
I don't like wearing a glove, but sometimes I've got to, especially through the summer. But I just don't like the feel of it. You like the feel of your cue. He's got that one into the middle.
He has. How's that going to finish at the top end of the table? Well, for me, he would love to be able to take yellows here, but that one at the top end of the table is just horrible. So
that right away says you're going to take reds. Yeah. Sometimes you get forced into a colour, and I think unless he wants to be panicky and go right up to the top hand corner and play a positional shot on that yellow at the top of the table, it's reds all day for me.
Yeah, it's really not worth it, is it?
I think he'll take this one into the middle, and he can play it with left hand side and come down for the one at the bottom of the table.
Yeah, just about managed to avoid those yellows. That was my only worry with that shot.
See if he was a bit thinner on this, he could have played it with a wee bit right and come up and just nudge the red out. But now he's got to come. I don't think he's got the right angle for that. So I think he'll need to come back out.
No, I don't think he's quite got enough. I think he'd probably be running into the yellows.
Yeah, these are the angles where you'd like to have the natural angle, but with this one, I think he'll need to force it.
Yeah.
But I think he is going to force it. He's playing top, so he's going to take
Is
it
he
long.
just leaving it long?
Yeah,
This is confident.
that's what I like to see. So it's just all about the pot. The white will be perfect for him. Doesn't need to do anything with the white. Still a big shot, because if he leaves it, it gives John a chance.
It does, although that yellow we were talking about, the reason that Liam went reds, is in a
Mm-hmm.
horrible position.
And then
And
if
if he misses this, then he's probably going to cover that pocket.
that was a good shot.
There was no chance of Liam missing that, was there?
No.
He looks
He's-
unbeatable at the moment.
Yeah, he's in control. I must have gave him the confidence.
Well, you share the prize money then, surely.
Yeah. He's on dinner tonight. And we're going to Miller and Carter.
Oh, sweet. I'll see you there.
That was the deal. Whoever got the furthest.
Oh, no, fair enough.
So you're more than welcome.
No, I've got a long drive home, I'm afraid.
How long for your drive?
Still, despite the fact that I only live on the south coast, it's still about 2.5 hours. So it's not too bad, but you know.
It's
This-
not an 8 like ours.
No, I've had worse. And the Tynemouth tour, that's about 8 or 9. Yeah. Bradford's about 6 or 7.
So you're happy there's been a tour down this neck of the woods?
It's nice,
then?
yeah. It's nice.
What's
To
been
be fair, I
what's
know
been the
that,
feedback on the tour?
I think it's been pretty good. I think the venue personally, I think the venue's been excellent. As in the room.
Right, yeah.
Um,
It's been a bit. I would say it's been a bit tight.
perhaps a fraction.
Yeah,
Perhaps a fraction. I think in terms of the layout, we possibly could have used a bit more of the left-hand side of the
Mhm.
room where we had the table set
yeah.
up.
There's a lot that's been unused. I think that was down to the lighting, was it not?
No, that's my job. No, I'll put lights anyway. Don't you worry about that.
No, that was the reason I thought that's why the tables were the way they were, just to make the lighting a bit easier.
No, I think
No?
I think we were just perhaps a little bit conservative with our estimates when we set the tables out.
All right.
And that's the thing about going to a new venue for the first time is you don't really have that much time to scope it out and work it out. You get there, you get the tables in, and you put them up.
Yeah, you just go. We'll put one there, and one there.
Exactly, yeah. You know, you measure them and
Yeah.
make sure they're far enough
Yeah.
apart. But I agree, certainly over in the sort of the right-hand corner, it's
Yeah.
been a little bit too tight. We could have done with perhaps a walkway.
Straight down the
somewhere in
middle.
between.
You could
Yeah.
have, yeah. Because it is big enough.
Yeah, it is. Liam Dunster then is 1 frame from victory. This is the final match of the weekend, and it is the UK professional final.
It's John's break this time, so he's been not very good with his breaks. They've not worked out for him.
No, they
Apart
haven't.
from one, I say he's had one good break.
I haven't seen the front ball break work well on this table all weekend. I really haven't. I've seen a lot of players lose because of it, and John was one of them in the Open yesterday.
He's got the one top
Oh, he's
left.
made one, but oh, wow.
That's nasty.
That's the sort of break you get when you're 7-3 down.
Yeah.
Nothing's really run John's way. Take nothing away from Liam. Liam's been absolutely superb in this
Yeah.
match. But John's had one of those games where he hasn't had the chances to win it. He hasn't had 8 chances.
And that's pull for you at times, eh? Sometimes you don't put a foot wrong and you just never get a chance.
John's not giving up just yet, though. That's a nice shot.
Yeah, it's just a containing safety. He's tied a red and a yellow up, so if Liam was to pot a ball, we've still got a wee bit of work to do.
Doesn't want to have left this touching ball.
Now you just clip off it and back off the side cushion, back onto the yellow again.
10 seconds. Extension cool.
Extension here then for John.
I think the shot is just to screw back off the left-hand yellow there. It's next to the white, back onto the top cushion.
Obviously fluked this yellow.
That's-
No, but worse, he's put it over the pocket. And
Yeah.
actually,
He's left the yellow into the left middle.
the yellows are a really nice
Yeah.
chance.
I think he should have took the other yellow and screwed straight back in behind the yellow that he just hit, because he had more room for error there.
So really, just the only sort of slight issue for Liam, I guess, is the yellow on the right-hand side. Because he can't get particularly nicely on that. Would you be thinking about moving that, or would you be thinking about sort of dropping the cue ball maybe into the red so that you're
Yeah.
nicely on it?
All you're worried about here, first shot, is get on the yellows. Then you're thinking these two yellows next to the black spot. If you can get half ball on the top one of the two,
Yep.
and just put that and then stun into the red. That's not the one on the rail, the one that's just off it, and that gives you a perfect angle. Well, you can see the long one, and that's him.
But that's about the shot.
Yep. I think he's just maybe a wee touch short, so he might take the bottom one here and just give himself, because he's like a quarter ball angle here, so he's wanting just a wee bit thicker so he can control the white a bit better.
Probably wouldn't hurt to take the bottom one out of the equation first anyway,
Yeah.
because I don't think that goes to the left. It's very tight.
He's okay, he's just going to nip it. I think he's thin enough to even hit the one on the cushion here. That's what he's going to do. I see that.
It's a bit thin though.
Yeah.
It wasn't the contact he wanted.
Yeah, I'd like to have kept that one there. That was your insurance policy there. So he should have took the bottom one, then take that one and stun into that red, and then but
Well,
he's unlucky.
he's got a very thin cut.
His white ball's travelling here.
Is it perhaps going to hold a little bit because of the red?
No, I think he can get round the red. Oh no, he couldn't.
Well, this is the first time this has really happened for Liam Dunster in this match. He is chasing a finish, and I don't think he's got a lot of option now.
Yeah, he's just got the red that's right in the middle of the table, into the top right hand corner. Or is he going to play a containing safety? Just try and snooker him behind the yellow.
10 seconds.
Well, he has. It's a good safety. It certainly hasn't left John anything on. I think it is a total snooker.
If that's the case, John can come off the right hand cushion here and just nestle into the red that's over the middle. If he just leaves the white there, he's not left a shot. Unless John can see the one into the left middle.
10 seconds.
Different.
Must have not been a total.
Must not have been. That's the only thing that I can think of.
Yeah.
It looked like it from the overhead camera. Well, that has just not dropped in for Liam Dunster. So a lifeline potentially for John McAllister.
Yeah, and we're taking the one into the left middle here. He can nudge the yellow out the way, so the red that's right next to that yellow in the centre of the table would go into that left hand pocket.
10 seconds.
There he goes, moved out of the way, that's perfect. So I would say John's favourite for this one.
Yep, but he's still not quite favourite for the match. He needs to win the remaining 5 frames.
Yeah, he's going to stun across now and take that red into the middle. Dunster will be kicking himself. He'd have fancied to take the ones out. And you know yourself, the last one's always the hardest one to win.
It certainly is, yeah. It's comebacks are surprisingly
10 seconds.
easy to happen in this game. The momentum swings can be huge, and you know, 1 or 2 dry breaks, and you can lose 4 or 5 frames.
Yeah, easy, easy. Is it Liam's break next? Yeah, I think that was John's break. Yeah, it was John's. Yeah,
It was. Yeah, it is Liam's break next. Has John just come a fraction short of pace there? No, he's fine. He has got a beautiful cue action, John McAllister.
Yeah, he's like Big Easy at golf, isn't he?
It's just so smooth.
Just so effortless.
John McAllister pulls the deficit back then. He trails by 7 frames to 4. At what point, if you're Liam Dunster, are you going to start to worry? 7-5, 7-6?
Each.
7-7.
Each.
That's it, is it?
Well, it's his break here, but if he loses this at 7-5, then it's John's break. So if he doesn't win this break, he's only got one more break.
Yeah.
You know, so he's...
So maybe 7-6 is a little bit of the worry.
I think if he loses this frame, then he'll be starting to think it, because John can come back. John will have 2 of the last 3 breaks.
Yep.
So that'll put pressure on your last break. Especially John, that was the last one he timed that very well, so he'll be thinking about that as well. So he really needs to, I would say, win this frame. Otherwise he will be starting to worry.
Liam Dunster then to break off in this 12th frame, rather. Well, he's caught him well, but that looks dry to me.
Yep.
Well, then.
Don't know if John can get this yellow in the left centre. If he can get that, he's got a good chance.
Yeah, it's very tight. Very tight.
That's the thing with the side break, the way Liam hits him. He doesn't hit him too hard, so you always get clusters.
I don't know if he can take the yellow that the cue was closest to long into the bottom right and maybe sort of stun across for that yellow. Other than that, I can't see he's on a yellow, and I think they're probably the preferable colour.
Yeah.
Just because of that red that's in all that traffic.
Yeah, he's also got that red that you're talking about, that yellow to the left of that. That's his problem yellow. So he's got a wee bit of work to do.
Well, it's a very nice opening shot, but as you said, John McAllister with a lot of work to do. That cluster in the middle of the table is causing him problems at the moment.
Yeah, it's just that one yellow that's in between the 2 reds.
10 seconds.
That's a good shot he could get out here. Because he can run this through and then take the yellow that's below that red into the right middle while punching another yellow out. Or he could go into them just now. Just depends what kind of angle he's got on this. If he's got too much an angle, he'll go into the yellow. If he's perfect, he'll just roll this through. He must have too much angle on it. Or play that.
That's a very clever shot from John McAllister. I think it's just about moved the red enough.
Yeah, it's perfect. The only shot now is getting straight on the one that's underneath the red, so he doesn't have to move that yellow.
Yep.
10 seconds.
It's all about getting the right angle on this one.
Yeah, we spoke earlier about the pattern player and trying to play for, more than one ball at once, but this is the kind of situation where you've just got a precise finish and you have to take it out.
See, I think he's run too far, about a ball too far there, because he would want to take the white over to the left-hand cushion. So now I think he's got to run through straight. But it shouldn't be a problem, because I think that yellow that's underneath the red will go into the bottom right once he moves it away. Yep. That's perfect. So once he puts this into the left middle, he's going to run the white through and it'll just dislodge that red out the way. And then the yellow will go into the bottom right. And it ideally will be straight so he can just screw back for the black. There you go, perfect. I think he might not be able to get right up next to the black, so he's got a pot still to get.
I think he's probably okay.
Oh, is he looking at a knuckle?
Really? I'm surprised. It looks to me like one of those ones that you can just sort of dig down at a little bit and
Just pinch a wee bit.
yeah.
I think he has. Oh, he's just stopped there. Another roll.
Another roll.
Yep.
You don't want hampered queuing
No.
on a ball down the rail.
Not to stay in the match, you don't. John Cusey's in brilliantly, just nice and soft. Slow backswing.
Perfection from John McAllister. A brilliant reverse dish. And like you say, a break dish now will really pile the pressure onto
Yeah.
Liam Dunster.
Yeah, because Liam's only got it. Well, that'll make it 7. Is that 7?
Yeah, it is 7-5.
So Liam's only got one break left.
No, he can't. He's got two left.
Oh, so he breaks the decider.
He breaks the decider, yeah. Easy done. Either way, it's still piles.
He's only got one break left. John wins this. Is it his break, this one?
Yes.
Yeah, so John's break.
Yes.
Yeah. So John breaks this.
We're good at math
Yeah.
in the commentary box.
You're confusing me.
I think
I'm easily confused.
we're confusing ourselves.
It's been a long weekend.
It really has, actually. Yeah, Liam's got one. John breaks this, and then
Yeah.
Liam.
Frame 13.
If John wins this frame, Liam has his last break at 7-6.
Frames to 5. Time running.
I called 8-6, so
You did?
I think there'll be a couple of breaking dishes here.
Well, is that going to stay out? Is the yellow going to hit it? I mean,
What do you do here?
I have no idea.
He's not got a shot. He's only got. He can, if it's touching, he can just play off the knuckle. But if it's not, he's got to hit the yellow and come back off the knuckle and try and get in behind the yellow. But if
It's actually
I didn't
unbelievable.
like that shot. It was a great shot.
It's unbelievable how many of John's breaks have gone like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is about the third that's gone just awful.
That was a good touch there by Liam.
Yeah,
So easy to double hit them.
Had to be so careful. And looking at this table, double hit was giving away the frame.
Yeah, John's going to try and pot this in off the red. I think he's got to swerve it as well, which makes it 10 times harder.
Can he see it? Can he maybe? Is he looking at playing it off the knuckle rather than? Because I don't see how he can swerve it.
I think he's going to swerve it. He's swerving. He's digging down and off the red. Oh, you could see it.
Wow,
Without swerving it.
it's a great shot. Yeah, I did not think it didn't look from this camera
No.
angle.
See, that's where it's quite deceiving.
Yeah, how's that possibly not hit the yellow?
So you can get this into the left middle and he's going to come down and maybe wrestle into these two reds. If he can find the gap.
10 seconds.
And again, this is another one of those where if I was Liam and John takes these out, although that's not ideal.
No, he's not landed. He's not landed on anything apart from a fin cut into the top right. Or can he maybe? Will he be able to squeeze this one into the bottom right hand corner?
Or maybe it's possible. I don't like that shot because I don't know where the black's going.
10 seconds.
Yeah, he's going for the fin cut. So black's the other red's going onto the black. Oh, he's missed it.
Well, Liam Dunster, this is your chance. And it is. It's not a bad chance, actually.
Mm-hmm.
The more I look at it, every yellow's got a pocket.
And really, the hard yellow on the left hand side, you're leaving that to last to get back on the black.
So you don't need to do too much with
Nope.
it. Just need to leave a nice angle, drift it in.
So it's a good chance for Liam. I think he might take the plant here and try and free his other yellow. Just nudge that down the table a wee touch. Doesn't like it. I think it's his only shot.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's just one of those where you...
That means he's going to take it in off the red. You personally would have played the plant, because then that other yellow would have been going up towards the top right, and then his yellow that's just below the red on the right hand side would have came down to the bottom right hand corner.
Can he now play the other yellow that's there, the one that he's just planted off the red, and open up the centre pocket maybe, or at least move the yellow out a little
Yeah,
bit
I
more?
think he can play that,
10
yes.
seconds.
Is he going to play it now and then try and bring his hard yellow out?
Looks like it. Shot. That's a great shot.
It's a good shot.
And everything's in the open as well. The yellow passes the black, and the yellow on the bottom right corner passes the red to the bottom right. All of a sudden, it's a really good chance.
10 seconds.
He's played that perfect. So he'll probably take the one over the top left hand corner and just leave his angle on the one into the right middle. I think it's easier to go that way, because then your white ball's coming down through the gap between the two reds. That's how he's looking at it now.
10 seconds.
You don't have to move your white ball for this. You're just bringing it back a couple of inches, and you've got the natural angle to come down, back down the table.
Yeah, it's just effectively just a series of straight shots.
Yeah,
which is-
but if you took that one into the top right there and then took the one over the bag, think about how hard it would be to get through that gap from that angle. It's twice as hard, so you want to keep it simple.
It's good thinking. And it's such a massive difference. Pattern players.
Yeah,
Pattern play really does separate the men from the boys, if you like.
it's just making things easier for yourself. That's
It is,
another
but
good shot.
it's finding those clever ways to find those shots, because they're not always immediately obvious.
No, of course, yeah. Still got one positional shot to play to be perfect. I think I would rather take the one into the bottom right first,
I was thinking that, but the cue ball's a little bit closer to
because
the
that red comes into play a wee bit.
centre.
The red is he's just queuing next to. He had the angle to bring it down.
Ooh.
Took
Well,
a wee bit of a spring off that cushion. It looked like it came off quite fast.
I actually think Liam would be a fraction happier here if it had gone another inch, though.
Yeah,
Now he could take it up into the top, but this is a little bit straight. He's just going to leave the black
he's
either a little bit longer or a little bit thinner than he'd like.
big shot here. Oh, we got a kick.
Well, yeah, he did. It's one of those horrible, horrible moments, especially when you're topping the ball. I don't know why it seems to be when you top it, but
I think it's so easy to just not hit right up the top of the white.
Yep.
Done it many a times myself, where you've if you're running through, you've got to hit right up the top of the white, just because it's a weird ball. Where hopefully one day they'll bring out a set of balls that the white ball's the same size.
is that you would prefer that?
Yeah,
Would you?
there's no need for it to have a weird white now. That was just really for the pub.
Yep.
For the white ball getting spat back out.
It does change the dynamic though, and change the way that you play the game.
Big shot.
Very big for the
He's
match.
got it. Great shot.
Liam Dunster is the 2020 UK Professional Championship championship winner. We'll go with that. What a performance from him! It
Yeah.
was a great game, Mark.
Yeah,
John
well
McAllister-
deserved.
John played his part.
Yeah, John always plays his part. Even his B game's as good as many people's A game, you know. But he was just unlucky with his breaks, let him down. And Liam, whenever he got the chance, he always took control of the frames that went scrappy.
To be fair, John did have his chance in that final frame. He could have made it a little bit closer.
Yeah.
Might perhaps regret that. But either way, thank you for joining me in the commentary box, Mark.
A pleasure. I just hope you understood me.
Well, I did. Hopefully everyone else did as well. Cheers, Mark.
Thank
and
you.
We're going to hand over to Kev Barton with the trophy presentation.
And welcome down to the arena for the final time, for the final presentation of this week's IPA Tour event here in Bournemouth. Another fantastic exhibition of black ball pool by two of the finest exponents of the game. First of all, introducing our runner-up, John McAllister. John, a great run, just not quite your day in the final.
No, a few breaks went astray really, and then I was sort of relying on Leon to miss, and a player of his quality ain't going to miss that many chances. So.
Yeah, just a little nudges, little breaks here and there, just didn't seem to quite go your way on this occasion.
Yeah, that's the game for you, isn't it? On your day, everything can go for you, and you win titles. But yeah, tonight it just hasn't gone for me. But yeah, Leon's played a perfect game really.
But overall, pleased with the start of the season after the momentous highs of winning the World Championships.
Yeah, you can't moan at getting to any final really. So disappointed obviously to lose, but yeah, happy I kept my form all day. And yeah, I'll be back stronger hopefully.
I'm sure you will, John. Well played on a great weekend. John McAllister. It's another year and it's another title for the relentless machine from Scotland, Liam Dunster. Liam, well played. You must be absolutely delighted to get the season off in such a great style.
Yeah, I mean, I've started it the way I ended it last year. I'm just playing well now, and lucky for me, in the big games, the breaks are working for me. And luckily for me, there, John's break wasn't working for him, and he was making a few mistakes that he doesn't normally make. But that can be the difference sometimes, just the break.
And you're just pretty relentless throughout that match and throughout the tournament. Really, just dispatching your opponents and being ultra consistent as you are.
Yeah, I kind of beat myself up a lot. I think it was yesterday when I got beaten the quarters or the last 16 or whatever it was of the Open. So I said to myself, you better win this professional. So I'm happy that I've done it.
Right, well, Liam, gives me great pleasure to give you the trophy and announce you as the 2020 UK Professional Champion. Congratulations. Great performance there from Liam to round off what has been a fantastic week here at Bournemouth at the Carrington House Hotel. We hope you've enjoyed the coverage here on the BBC. We're back again in May from Walsall, so hope to see you then. Hope you've enjoyed the weekend's coverage and we'll see you soon. Good night.